Salut tout le monde, je m'appelle Peace Onyeka et je vous souhaite les bienvenus à la chaîne Onyi Lingua. Hi everyone, my name is Peace Onyeka and you're welcome to Onyi Lingua channel. Okay, a quick one. Onyi Lingua channel is your one-stop bilingual channel where you learn French and Igbo languages. Yes, you heard that. Le français et la langue Igbo way. You learn how to become fluent in French and as well as Igbo language. Now here at Onyi Lingua, you learn the competencies, the skills involved in learning a language. Talk about the listening skill, the writing skill, the reading skill, and of course the speaking skill. You learn these skills and you become perfect. You become a pro in either of these languages. Why not both of them as well? You can also become a pro in French and Igbo language when you subscribe and stick to Onyi Lingua. Okay, so today we'll be looking at animals in French part 2. Les animaux en français, deuxième partie. We had done the first part in our previous video, so if you haven't watched that, please do well to go look out for it and you would learn a whole lot, because there we taught domestic animals, pets, farm animals, and some sentences. We also taught about colors and how you can describe animals in their different colors. So do well to check out on that video because you will find value in that video. Okay, so today we're looking at les animaux en français, deuxième partie. And what is the content of today's lesson? We're looking at wild animals. Wild animals. Les animaux sauvages. Les animaux sauvages. We're going to be looking at the lion, looking at the wolf, you know. So, and we will get to find out which animal is which based on their sounds. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Just stay with us. Ne bougez pas. On y va. Okay, animals in French part 2. Les animaux en français, deuxième partie. And the content for today, we're looking at les animaux sauvages. Les animaux sauvages. That's wild animals. Now, let's look at the wild animals, the list of wild animals we have for you today. The first one, un lion. Un lion, that's a lion. Un tigre. Un tigre, that's a tiger. Un serpent. Un serpent. Un serpent, that's a snake. Un loup. Un loup, that's a wolf. Un hyène. Un hyène, that's a hyena. Un éléphant. Un éléphant, an elephant. Un rhinocéros. Un rhinocéros, that's a rhinoceros, or a rhino for short. Un rhino, you can actually say un rhino. Un singe. Un singe, a monkey. Un léopard. Un léopard, that's a leopard. The French name for leopard captures the O sound. Un léopard. Un chimpanzé. Un chimpanzé. That's a chimpanzee. Une girafe. Une girafe. That's a giraffe. Un hippopotame. Un hippopotame. That's a hippopotamus. An âne. An âne. That's a donkey. Un renard. Un renard. That's a fox. Un écureuil. Un écureuil. That's a squirrel. Un chameau. Un chameau. That's a camel. Un crocodile. Un crocodile. That's a crocodile. Un ours. Un ours. That's a bear. Un ours polaire. Un ours polaire. That's a polar bear. Un kangaroo. Un kangaroo. That's a kangaroo. Repassons la liste. Let's go through the list again. Un lion. Un lion. This time around we'll go through the list without saying the English equivalence. Un tigre. Un tigre. Un serpent. Un serpent. Vous pouvez répéter après moi. You can repeat after me. Un serpent. Un loup. Un loup. Un hyène. Un hyène. Un éléphant. Un éléphant. Un rhinocéros. Un rhinocéros. Un rhinocéros. Un singe. Un singe. Un léopard. Un léopard. Un chimpanzé. Un chimpanzé. Une girafe. Une girafe. Un hippopotame. Un hippopotame. Un âne. Un âne. Un renard. Un renard. Un écureuil. Un écureuil. Un chameau. Un chameau. Whichever way. Un chameau. Un chameau. It's correct. Un crocodile. Un crocodile. Un ours. Un ours. Un ours polaire. Un ours polaire. Un kangourou. Un kangourou. Okay, that's it on les animaux sauvages. The list we have for les animaux sauvages. That's wild animals. Maintenant, former des phrases simples. On va former des phrases simples. We're going to make simple sentences using these wild animals. On y va. Le lion est le roi de la jungle. Le lion est le roi de la jungle. Le lion est le roi de la jungle. The lion is the king of the jungle. L'ours polaire blanc vit dans la neige. L'ours polaire blanc vit dans la neige. The white polar bear lives in the snow. Le girafe a un cou très long. Le girafe a un cou très long. Le girafe a un cou très long. The giraffe has a very long neck. Le singe mange toujours des bananes. Le singe mange toujours des bananes. Maintenant, identifiez ces animaux à leur cri. Now, we're going to hear some animal sounds and you are to, identify the animal before the picture comes up. Identify these animals by their sounds. We're going to identify these animals by their sounds. Okay, which animal makes that sound? Do you think you know it? Okay, you are correct. Or you may not be correct. You may or may not be correct, but let's find out what animal is that. Chimpanzee. If you got it, if you guessed it right, congratulations, félicitations, bravo. And if you didn't get it right, no problem. You can get it right the next time. Okay. The next sound. All right, you heard that. So, quel animal émet ce cri? Which animal makes the sound? All right, let's see if you're right. We have a hyena. That's a hyena. A hyena laughs. A hyena. Okay, let's listen to the next sound. All right, which animal makes that sound? Quel animal? Qu'est-ce que vous avez dit? What did you say? Vous pouvez deviner? Can you guess? All right, let's see if you're right. Oui, c'est correct. C'est un lion. That's a lion. A lion, the king of the forest. All right, the next sound. Let's listen to the next sound. Did you hear that? Okay, so which animal is that? Quel animal est-il? Quel animal émet ce cri? Quel animal émet ce cri? D'accord, on y va, on va voir. Un singe, c'est un singe, a monkey, un singe. Okay, let's listen to the next sound. Did you hear that? Est-ce que vous avez entendu ça? Did you hear that? Okay, can you guess which animal is that? Vous pouvez deviner? Can you guess? Okay, let's find out if you are correct, if you guessed right. Si vous avez bien deviné.
Un loup. Un loup. That's a wolf. Okay, can you make the sound of un loup? Hein? Est-ce que vous pouvez aimer le cri d'un loup? D'accord. Okay, let's listen to the last sound for today's lesson. Quel animal émet ce cri? Did you hear that? D'accord. D'accord. C'est ça. Okay, which animal makes that sound? Let's find out if you guessed it right. On verra si vous avez bien deviné. Un éléphant. Un éléphant. D'accord. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup de rester jusqu'ici avec nous.
Okay, that's it on les animaux sauvages en français. Les animaux sauvages, wild animals in French. So I bet you got a whole lot of values from this lesson. You've learned how to identify, you can at least identify 10 animals, 10 wild animals in French. And then when you hear their sounds, you should be able to remember their names in French. And if you've not really got a hold on that, I advise you go through this lesson again so it sticks. Okay, the more you go through it, the more the names, the French names in print. Okay, so do well to go through this video again. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Qu'est-ce que vous attendez? Please subscribe to this channel, like and share with your friends and your loved ones, and do not forget to hit the notification bell so as to get notified of our subsequent videos. Ok, merci beaucoup de rester jusqu'ici avec nous. Je vous aime beaucoup. Bisous, bisous. Au revoir. Thanks for staying with us up to this moment. That's what I said in French. And goodbye. See you in our next video. Au revoir. Ciao, ciao.